Hello, I'm Meghan Hughes, President of the Community College of Rhode Island. Welcome to Moving Forward at CCRI, our new monthly web show where we will discuss the important work being done by our faculty, staff, and students. Our goal is twofold: to share information about some of the key initiatives happening throughout our college, and second, to build community by introducing you to some of the talented and inspirational people that make CCRI what it is. Today, we are going to talk about Rhode Island Promise, and we are so fortunate to have several colleagues who are instrumental in the successful launch of the historic Rhode Island Promise Scholarship here at the college. Bob Cipolla, Dean of Student Development and Assessment, Anthony Carrion, Coordinator and Counselor in the Educational Opportunities Center at our Liston campus, and Tanekar Alexander, Counselor in Advising and Counseling. Welcome and thank you all so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, as of today, our college has more than 1,400 students benefiting from the Rhode Island Promise Scholarship. We're only the fourth state in the country to have free tuition. While other college systems like Tennessee had more than a year to market and recruit high school graduates, CCRI, as you all know, had less than a month. That is an outstanding testament to the work you and your colleagues did. I would love to share more about that experience with our college. So Bob, I'm going to start with you. The whole college responded so quickly and efficiently the day that the budget got signed in the legislature. Can you just talk a little bit about how important it was to work together and to collaborate between departments?
Yeah, absolutely. It was critical to ensure that we were providing services in such a way that would help students understand what it takes to meet the criteria for Rhode Island Promise. To deliver those services in such a way that helped students, help us put students in positions to succeed academically, and for students to understand the requirements of Rhode Island Promise and what it would take to maintain those requirements. For that to happen, we really needed the entire college community to participate in this initiative. And I'll tell you, the community came together in ways that you can only look at and be proud of how every staff member from every department throughout the institution just jumped in and provided services to students, supported our students in these services. And I think most importantly, I really like the way the community came together and provided these services in a way where students were welcomed, students were treated with respect, and students saw that we cared about them and that we cared about their success. I think it was a great effort by the college.
Yeah, I came one of our major enrollment days into that room, and none of you looked up. You know, you were entirely focused on the students, and there was a line out the door and around the corner, and it was incredibly inspiring just to see people from all over the institution coming together to make this happen in such a short time. So I think you described it perfectly, and as someone who saw it, it was a vision to see it. So Anthony, when I think back to those days and you think about those days, can you share with us just one of your favorite stories about a Promise student?
I mean, there's a lot of different stories, but one of the stories that really stand out to me is a student who brought her boyfriend to sign up for school, and this, the boyfriend was kind of hesitant. He seemed very hesitant of wanting to go to school, but his girlfriend just encouraged him. And when Bob talked about the community coming together, I think that's one of the pieces, the word of mouth piece. Listen, there's a huge opportunity for students to now go to school. They have this opportunity where, they don't have to worry about loans and things of that nature. They can, just go to school, and money's always a big problem. So she was basically encouraging him to say, listen, you have an opportunity of a lifetime right here. And one of the things we talked about are the number of classes he had to take, which, scared him a little.
Sure.
And so she encouraged him and said, listen, I'm taking these 5 classes and I'm working full time, and I'm so into it, and I can't wait. And so it really encouraged him to continue with his efforts, and I want to follow up with them and see how they're doing, and I just thought it was very inspiring.
I can picture it, though I wasn't there, and it makes me think of part of what we're doing with Promise Plus is, of course, this year's class, the class of 2019. One of the things they will do as Promise students is mentor the class of 2020. And that idea of, look, I'm doing it, I've done it, you can do it too.
Exactly.
And when I think about already looking forward to the 2.0, that's one of the things I'm really excited about, with more time to plan, to really have that first cohort develop and support the second cohort. So thank you. So Tanekar, take yourself back to August, those crowded rooms, a lot of nervous and excited students. What kind of questions were you getting? What's the question that you think sort of stayed with you the most?
Well, the most important question I thought came about was students worry about taking 15 credits while being full-time. These students are concerned, how am I going to be successful to get out of here to move on to higher education? And it was our responsibility as advisors to let students know that we do have services on campus to help them and support them through this, it's sort of difficult period because everything was happening so quickly, a lot of information we had to give them, but when they found out that they had these services on campus, it sort of, reduced some of that anxiety that this quick process sort of invoked.
No, I think it's such a great point to raise. And, all three of you know this, of course, right? All the national data tells us that 15, it is a really important number. There's a reason why it matters to say, you need to take 15 credits, not 14, not 13, not 12, 15. And why is that so? It shows that students who enroll and successfully pursue 15 credits are much more likely to graduate. And so given that, every single student is coming in as part of this promise and they're saying, I'm coming here full time because I want to graduate and I want to go on and get, a great job, transfer to a 4-year, that number of 15 really does matter. So thank you for surfacing it. I think it's something we're going to work together as a college to really communicate and get that word out about why it matters. And I think having the story about the data that's behind it will help students themselves understand, okay, I get it, and I'm going to take advantage of all the supports that you're describing to make sure that happens. So thank you so much, the three of you, for joining us today. And really, on behalf of those 1,400 students, thank you so much for everything you did to make it possible for them and will go on to make possible. So thank you, Tanekar. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Bob. Thank you as well to Norm Grant for producing this program, to our communications department, to all of the student engineers in the room and behind the room for making it happen. Really looking forward to meeting with everyone next month on Moving Forward at CCRI. Good.